So you're ready to start applying for scholarships. Well, the number one thing is organization. So I'm going to help you in today's video get organized to apply to as much scholarships as possible using our Gmail account. If you're new here, welcome to Paid for College, where we're all about helping you to avoid crazy amounts of student loan debt. And we are excited to have you here. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and we will go ahead and get started right now. So we are in Gmail. As we can see, we are in our general Gmail account. And one of the number one things that you could do to get organized for scholarships is to create a calendar specifically for scholarships. So we're going to do that today. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start right off by going into our menu button here right at the top. And we're going to scroll down to where it says calendar. Go ahead and click on that. It will open up another window, which will be our calendar. Now, the very first thing is this is our general calendar. You're probably saying, yeah, I'm using this already. And you want to start adding things to your calendar. Well, what I suggest that we do is actually create a separate calendar for scholarships. Now you're probably thinking, all right, I just click on this button here. But as you can see, it doesn't allow for you to create another calendar here. So how do we go ahead and do that? So what we're going to do is actually we're going to scroll down here, and you're going to see my calendars. I already have 3 listed here, and you'll see another section that says other calendars and a plus sign. Go ahead and click on that plus sign. And you're going to see a window pop up that gives you subscribe to a calendar, create a new calendar, which is exactly what we want. So we're going to click on create a new calendar. Opens up this window here where we're just going to put in scholarships. This is our specific scholarship calendar. If you are on your computer, you can also add emojis. I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's always fun just to add something a little different here. And we're just going to say debt-free, right? Whatever you want to call it, as a scholarships priority calendar, okay? Make sure you have the right time zone, depending for you, and then we're going to create calendar. Once that happens, automatically you'll start to see that your calendar is set up right here. Let's go ahead and head over to a calendar to see what it looks like. When we get over into our calendar tab, we see that there are 2 things highlighted. I can just unclick the personal one and just keep my scholarships one. So the only thing that I'll be seeing right now is my scholarships calendar. Of course, if I'm trying to connect that with my personal, I can then click on my personal to see if there's anything or any conflicts that might be happening on my calendar with my personal calendar. But my scholarship calendar is exactly that. There are a few cool details that you might want to think of. So the first thing is, how do I customize this? So right now we have Gmail has already set a specific color for me for scholarships. But what if I don't want to do that? I can just click on these 3 dots and I could tailor the color that I want to show up for this particular calendar. So let's say I'll say avocado. So that means anything that I put in the calendar will be that color, as you can see here. Okay, but we're not going to add anything just quite yet, but if you do want to change the color, that is how you do so. Another cool feature that you might want to think about in adjusting your calendar is when you click up here on this button, it says week. It gives you other options here on how you want to display your calendar. So you see on the sides what they call shortcuts. Now these shortcuts are based on your keyboard. So if you select D, it's going to give us a daily view. If you click on W, it's going to give us our weekly view, which is where we had it. If I click on M for month, it's going to give us a monthly view. And if I select Y, it's going to give us a yearly view. Okay, so this is always good if you want to kind of select the best days for you. You can also set by 4 days, just showing the next 4 days in a calendar. You can also tailor this too in your settings. Speaking of settings, you're probably wondering, where do I go for settings? Well, there's a tool here where you have your settings menu where you can get it from here, or right over here next to your calendar, those 3 buttons again, you also have your settings and sharing. So let's go to settings and sharing from here. Here, when you scroll down, you'll be able to see, again, the same things we saw earlier, but now we're getting a little bit more specific. So I can even add people to this calendar. So maybe I want to add a parent or a mentor. I can go ahead and start to type in that email address. And it's going to ask me, what permissions do I want to set? So do I want this organization or this person to see all the event details? Or do I just want them to see that it's busy, that it's free and busy? Do I want them to even make changes to the event? Maybe if you're working with a parent and they're saying, oh, that deadline has changed, it's been extended maybe for the scholarship, you can give them rights to do that. And you can also give them the right to share this calendar too. So it's really up to you and how you see fit and how you want whoever you're adding to have rights. And you can do it per person. So maybe there's one person that you want to share and be able to make changes, and another person you don't want to. You can do it tailored to each. Okay, and that person will be sent an invitation to your calendar. Now, the next thing that we want to consider is how many days view do I want to my calendar to show me? So I can go on to general. I can make sure that I have the right language. I can change the language if I want. I can also select the date format. So I can say maybe I want the day, the month, and then the year, or I might just want to keep it standard. I can also change the time format. Do I want military hours or do I want the standard time format? So that's up to you, however you decide that. You also want to have time zones. So you can set it to just one time zone, or you can ask it to update your time zone based on your location. So if you're a student who might be traveling and you are getting called for maybe a scholarship interview, this is important to maybe set it so that way when you are scheduled, you don't say, oh my gosh, what is the time in the place I'm in right now? You can have that set, okay? You also have your event settings. Here you can select whether I want it to be 30 minutes increments, 45-minute increments, or even a whole hour. It's up to you. Down here in your view options, you're able to show, do I want the weekends to show? I recommend this as scholarships tend to have deadlines on weekends. Do I want to show declined events? That's up to you. There's not really a decline. This is going to just be for scholarships. You can also show completed tasks as well and show week numbers. So if you want to show week numbers, you'll be able to see that as well. You can also adjust how you want your calendar to start in its view. So do I want it to start on Sundays or do I want it to start on Mondays? I can do that. I can also select how many days in a week do I want to show on my calendar. So maybe I can select all 7 instead of 4. All of these options are available to you. So we just selected all of those. Now we're going to head back to our calendar view. And there you go. You see that we have our 7 days view. And we do see our 7 days here. We do see that we're able to also see what week number it is. When we move back over, we know this is week 6 of the year. Okay, that is all. You have officially created your scholarship calendar. I hope this is helpful for you. We are looking forward to moving into step 2 of this process, where we'll talk all about organizing your scholarship calendar, how to set notifications, and how to make sure that you don't miss deadlines moving forward. As always, stay debt-free. See you next time.